So I had an apostrophe. What happens if I gave you guys my 5 top movies of the year? Also, my 5 favorite TV shows of the year, and maybe a list of big moments that I loved of the year from movies and TV shows. But the first one's gonna be 5 best movies of the year, in my opinion. So, if you have your own list, let me know, and maybe we can chat about that. So, I'll start off with my number 5, Glass Onion. It just came out a few weeks ago on Netflix. Came out earlier last month, but only for a week. But the movie itself, I think it's a great sequel. It has a lot of fun twists and turns in it, but I would say I'm not so much of a fan of the last maybe 10-15 minutes of it. I think it kind of loses itself, but everything up until then, I love this movie, and I think it's an enjoyable watch. My number 4 is going to be a movie that was very trippy, and I would say original in so many different ways, and that's Everything Everywhere All at Once. I was really glued to the TV when I was watching this because I've never seen a movie or film quite like this, but there's a surprise level of heart in this movie that wraps up beautifully, and I think this movie's really good. I would say there's moments in this movie where I was just all like, yo, what are we doing? But for overall, I've got to say this movie is one of a kind and brilliant in a way like that. Number 3 for me, still got the bars, but it's going to be Bullet Train. I think this was a fun action-packed movie, and every couple minutes you get to understand why the next character is here. And unlike Glass Onion, I like how everything comes together at the end and finding out the story beats of everything. So yeah, Bullet Train. I think you should see that one if you haven't, and it's a very fun movie. So yeah, Bullet Train. My number 2 movie was a movie I was looking forward to all year, and it came out earlier in the year, and that is The Batman. I'm a huge fan of Batman, and when I saw that first and second trailer, probably some of the best trailers that I've ever made, I was all on board. The casting of Robert Pattinson, I know some people wasn't a fan of, but I thought he did a great job. It added a different element of a Batman that we haven't seen on live action. So I think this Batman was really great, and I'm more excited for movies that are going to come within this universe. So this movie did a great job of setting up its own groundwork and establishing its own universe, and without retreading so much of other Batman. So it found its own avenue. So happy about that. And I can't wait to see the sequels again. Yeah. And that soundtrack, so good. Maybe I'll throw in a little bit of soundtrack right in here. And then I'll edit it really good. So you guys be like, oh, well, he did that. I'm like, hey, yeah, I did that. So yeah, number 2, The Batman. All right, and my number 1. I wasn't expecting a lot from this movie, and it took me a while to actually go see it, and my brother was all like, hey, I've already seen it, let's go see it. And I was like, I don't know if I always trust my brother's judge of character or his judge of movies. And I'm like, all right, I'll go check it out. And Top Gun Maverick. Yo, that movie is like a sequel from like 30 years ago, and I wasn't expecting a lot from it. I did really enjoy that first trailer. I was like, oh, this looks really good. But just the story that it elected to tell, and it didn't go for the low-hanging fruit of Maverick and Goose, his son, just didn't like each other because of that. I try my best not to spoil anything, because in case you haven't seen it, I would feel so horrible spoiling something for you. So yeah, they elected to go a different route when they're told the story of Maverick and his best friend's son, and why they have their own tension, and it's a believable way, and some really great dog fights. Like, just the flying alone, I can see why somebody likes it, but the storytelling, the build-up, the third act, and everything works in this movie in a great way. was really shocked about how much I love this movie. And I would love to see this movie again. And it's my 2022 #1 movie of the year. So with that, my short list, this short video, what are your top movies of the year? You can make it 10, you can make it 5, you can make it 3, you can just tell me your #1. Well, whatever it is, just let me know. Let's talk about movies. And I think this is the best platform to do this on. So, until next time, I'll talk to you later. Oh, and the next video, it should be up shortly. I will be wearing the exact same stuff. So, let's talk about favorite shows of 2022. So those are shows that came out within the time period of 2022, ended, or began in 2022. So, yeah. Bye. I'll see you shortly. So I gotta make an honorable mention for movies this year, and these are shows that didn't make my top 5, but maybe they're in my top 10, but without any specific order. So we have the movie Nope. I thought that was a good horror type of sci-fi movie. Lost City with Channing Tatum and Sandra Bullock. I laughed so much. Wasn't expecting to laugh that much in a movie like that. Black Panther, in a way, I think the Batman was probably the best superhero movie this year, but the Black Panther wasn't bad. Like, there's a lot to love, but for overall, after watching it and sitting with it for a while, it's a complicated movie for me. Smile was probably another good horror movie that I didn't expect to enjoy as much as I did, but after hearing so many people talk about how much they loved it, I actually got to watch it, and I was like, yo, this is creepy, but a good way, and a good movie. And The Menu almost made my top 5 list, and I think it's a good movie, really good. I'm not sure if it's made for everyone, but I liked how it kept unraveling, and I think it's a great story concept, and I don't want anybody to get ruined by it. But if you're looking for a movie that's a little bit horror and has layers with it, I would say The Menu. Almost made my top 5, but Glass Onion it was a toss-up between Glass Onion and The Menu, so that's where I put that. So those are my honorable mentions, so yeah. Okay, bye for real this time.